Hey guys, if you want to be the proud owner of such a beautiful and gorgeous peace lily plant, then keep watching this video for all the tips and tricks I'm going to share with you today. So first and foremost, for any plant life is its sunlight. So this plant also loves its sunlight, but it does not like any direct light. So it has to be indirect and diffused light for this plant. If you're considering placing it near a window, then make sure it's east or north where you can place it a little closer. But if it is a south or a west facing window, then make sure your plant is 6 to 8 feet away from the window. It likes the indirect sunlight, and it should be diffused. If it ever gets a direct ray of light or a bright sunlight falls on it, you will see the crisping of leaves, something like this, which you don't want your plant to suffer from, right? So yeah, just try to keep it away from your window as much as possible, but it should get a very bright diffused light. Why I'm talking about bright is something I'll share later in the video. So it is also seen to be surviving in bathroom conditions, like where it's humid and it's dark and very little light, but there you won't see it growing so lush and beautiful. It might survive, but it is not thriving in there. The second most important thing for any plant is the watering. So for watering this plant is very easy. This is a very low vocal plant. Now, why I'd say something like that is because if you have noticed a child who wants something and doesn't get it, they just kind of droop their faces like this. Same thing happens with this plant. If it needs water and you haven't been consistent with your watering, you will see the leaves drooping like this. They won't be standing perked up on top. So you will see the leaves drooping. When you notice something like this, just douse your plant with water. It will love you for that. And also, yeah, it likes water, but it doesn't need soggy feet. So see to it that whichever pot you're keeping your plant in has very good drainage hole. For potting mix, you can use regular potting mix for this particular plant. It doesn't have very specific requirements like cacti soil or like it should be sandy or something. It should be a well draining soil, because no plant like its roots to be submerged and packed in water where there is no air circulation for it, and its roots would die. So make sure whenever you're watering your plant, you see water coming out of it, and it should be a good indication that you have thoroughly watered your plant, and also your plant's feet are not sitting in water, which can cause the root rot. Now, third thing for this plant is its temperature. So for temperature, it is not a very finicky plant. You can keep it in the same place where you live. If you are comfortable in your home with the temperatures you have, this plant will be going to be very comfortable in your home. Now, for flowering, if you love for it to flower in your home, then what you need to do is give it bright and direct light. As much bright and direct light it gets, the more it flowers. So if you are going to keep it in a washroom where it is humid, it is living, it won't die. But if it is not getting bright enough light, you might not see the flowers coming in. Fourth thing is the fertilization. So for fertilization, you can give some good organic fertilizer once in a while to this plant. What I give to my plant is a liquid seaweed fertilizer. I'll put the link down below in the description box for it. I give it half strength to it every 2 months, mixed in water, and I just water my plant with it. Another tip for this plant would be to make sure you are taking care of all the dead parts of it. You don't want its nutrition and its energy going to the dead parts of the plant. So for that, what you need is a pair of clippers or a scissor, and make sure you are taking away any dead or dried part from the plant. Something like this comes off, and same goes for any dead leaf. You just make sure that you're not chopping off any thing which is still alive. So here, you need to make sure the dead things come off from the plant, so that no energy is going to these things for the plants to maintain them. Second thing is, when the flower dies, make sure you snip it off from the very base it is coming from. Don't snip off the base, but make sure you go as much down enough as possible, because it will be coming out from a leaf. So like this flower is coming out from this leaf, so here is the portion where it is attached. So once this flower will die, I'll snip off from the very attachment that it has here. Now if I talk about the flower, this is not an actual flower, this is a modified leaf of this plant, and what you see here, this stalk is the actual flower, but it is a very vibrant decorative leaf which looks so beautiful and gorgeous in your home. So that's why we call it a flower, because it looks attractive. So another thing, for this plant to thrive very happily in your home, so you would see some dust specks on these leaves. I left it intentionally because I was planning to shoot this video for you to show you what I do with this. Every plant does the photosynthesis, and for that they need their leaves. So these leaves of peace lilies are typically a dust magnet. They attract dust like anything. So what you need to do for them to thrive, you just need to spritz with some water and then wipe off your peace lily leaves clean, like so. Just take a soft cloth and wipe off your peace lily leaves so that all the dust comes out and the leaf is all happy and healthy to the photosynthesis without any blockade. Now another part for any plant life can be a pest attack or something like a pest attack coming to it. Peace lily is generally very tolerant to pests. Like I didn't had a pest attack for this plant in the last 3 years that I have it. So what you need to do, if it ever gets a pest attack like a mealy bug or a spider mite or anything like that, just use organic pesticides if you can. I will put a link up above of a pesticide that I prepare for my own indoor plants and outdoor plants as well. It is very effective. It uses neem oil and just a bit of organic dish soap. Just spritz your plant completely, drench it out, like just spritz completely your plant, drench it with that pesticide solution, and then keep your plant overnight drenched with that solution, and then the next day morning you wash off your plant. So whenever you do the pesticide treatment for your plants, make sure you're doing it by the evening, like when the sunset is happening. At that time you do the pest treatment for your plants. If you do it anytime like in the morning or during the afternoon, there are chances that even the organic pesticide might cause burn to your plants, and which you would not like. Now I must tell you that this flower is coming up during the winters here in Ontario, Canada. This is the February season, and you still see this leaf, this flower coming out. That is not like it does not wait for me to show its beauty just in the spring season. It kind of blooms for me all year round. The tip for that is that you need to make sure that you keep fertilizing your plant all year round. Don't stop in winters. Your indoor plants do not know that it is winter outside. For them it is the regular season, because even during the summer you keep the same temperature at your home where you are comfortable, and even during winter you keep the same temperature at your home where you are comfortable. So your plant doesn't know that it is winters, it's snowing outside. It is pretty comfortable in its own habitat and is growing. So for growth it needs some food and some supplements that can support it. So that's why I keep fertilizing my plant even during winters, but I kind of tend to reduce the frequency. So if I fertilize in summer every 2 months or whatever, for winters I do it every quarter. So every 3 months I would fertilize my plant, but I won't leave fertilizing. And I haven't seen any stress on my plant if I fertilize it during winter. It has rather rewarded me handsomely with beautiful flowers like this. So yeah, that was all about it. If you liked the video, then make sure you smash the like button and also consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Bye.